Well, good morning, podcasting world. It is Sunday. It is Hell in a Cell Sunday. It is October the 6th, 2019. But more importantly, this is another installment of Around the Point. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. I hope all of you are enjoying your weekend thus far and enjoying your Sunday. The time of this recording right now is 10 minutes till 9 a.m. You'll probably watch this once it's 2 p.m. around there. That's the plan, if you will. But nonetheless, I hope all of you have enjoyed your weekend or enjoying it still and look forward to going back to work tomorrow, going back to school. You kind of get the idea. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give the podcast a big old thumbs up. Why the fuck would you not? And follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Use the hashtag that you see on the bottom third on your right, I guess. I'm trying to do this to point the fucking hashtag. Hashtag ATPoint. All that fun stuff. If you guys have not yet checked out episode 310 of the T-Mail podcast, available already on all podcasting platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, PodBean, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts. We had to listen and download on the go. We gave our thoughts on the Hell in a Cell prediction. We sort of did, and other stuff as well. If you have not listened yet, myself and Big Mike talked about a lot of stuff. So go give that a listen whenever you have a chance, all right? But I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Being that today is Hell in a Cell Sunday, this might be a shorter show than usual. I'm going to try to keep it short because later on today, I will likely come live or be live again, if you will, for Around the Point where I give my Hell in a Cell review. And hopefully that one's a short one too, because if you look at the card, there are 3 matches on the Hell in a Cell card. Well, after going to Wikipedia moments ago, they added one more match. So instead of 3, you're getting 4. They added Charlotte versus Bayley, I believe, yes, for the SmackDown Women's Championship in a singles match, not inside the structure itself. So there's 4 matches. Usually with these pay-per-views, there's 5 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 matches on the card. Usually 10. I don't know why I went 5 or 4, whatever. But the point of the matter is, there's a shitload of matches usually. And you only now have 4, which is weird because it's a pay-per-view. Makes you think, will each match be like a 90-minute match? I don't fucking know. Kind of silly if it is, but, it is what it is. As you can tell, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's been a crazy week in wrestling. Literally. Yeah, literally Raw. You had Raw, the season premiere. Tuesday was your day off, right? For everyone to relax, calm the fuck down. I've been so used to watching wrestling on Tuesdays, but goddamn, took a break, if you will. Wednesday, they literally put you through the grinder with both AEW Dynamite, and NXT Live, but they both went head to head. Myself and Mike, we did a live reaction, our Wrestle Companion of Dynamite, which, by the way, I have a review up on the channel already for AEW's Dynamite. If you have not checked that out, I give my overall thoughts on the show. And then Thursday was kind of like your off day as well. Friday, you had SmackDown Live. Friday Night SmackDown Fox, which I'll give my thoughts on that momentarily from what I saw. And then Saturday was UFC. Last night it was Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker from Melbourne, Australia. And now here we are today, Hell in a Cell Sunday. But yet, there's more wrestling coming when you think about it, right? On Monday, you have Raw, you have MLW, which I did see, actually. The main event was, if I can remember, Mance Warner versus Jimmy Havoc in a bunkhouse stampede match, whatever it was. It's a fun match for whatever it's worth. Apparently, this week will be Austin Aries versus Brian Pillman Jr. I like MLW. I think it's very cool to see. It's a good fed. I really wish they came more to the Northeast. Instead of the Melrose Ballroom, somewhere like the Royal Rec Center or somewhere closer to New York. That's just me because I don't have to travel that far. But that's around the point. Tuesdays, you're getting Impact Wrestling on Access TV, and then you're getting, apparently, AEW's starting to do a second show called Dark, where apparently the idea is, hey, in wrestling, there's always dark matches, right? There's dark matches before a show or after a show. So what they want to do is showcase these matches on YouTube, having it being hosted by Tony Schiavone. Apparently, the matches that we did not see on Dynamite last week, that were like the dark matches, if you will, were the following. And apparently, these will be airing, I guess, this week on Dark. I think it's on Tuesday. You have Darby Allin versus Shima. You have the Lucha Bros, Jack Evans and Angelico versus Private Party and Best Friends. You also have Britt Baker and Allie versus Penelope Ford and Bea Priestley. You have the trio of Jurassic Express versus SCU. So that is literally the lineup for AEW Dark. And then not to mention, real soon as well, you're going to have NWA with Power, which is like the studio show that they've been talking about for a long time. And then you want to factor in Wednesdays with NXT and AEW Dynamite. Thursday, apparently Beyond Wrestling's doing a show too. And then Friday, SmackDown Live. And not to mention, my bad, SmackDown on Fox. I'm used to calling it SmackDown Live, okay? But not to mention as well, all these other shows happening. And listen, I love wrestling. I've been a fan of it since I was a child. But as you get older, you realize to yourself, like, God damn, yo. When the fuck is enough enough? There's like a shitload of wrestling happening. And again, if you're a hardcore, diehard fan, you're going to probably say to yourself, yeah, I'm going to try to watch all of them. I'm going to try to watch all of this wrestling. No, you're not. And if you do, if you by some miracle are able to catch all of this and you're still alive, bless your heart. Bless your fucking heart. But goddamn, there's a shitload of wrestling. And I love wrestling. Don't get me the fuck wrong. But even I at time will be a realist. You know, when is enough enough? Granted, at the same time, I hear it say, oh, but Steve, this is what we want. We want alternatives. That's fine and dandy. And I said a long time ago, I view wrestling like a bitch. If one girl's not doing me right, I'm going to go on to the other one as my side pieces, which is not, still, I still go with that. But goddamn, I'm not a pimp. You feel me? I'm not a fucking pimp or these lineups and shit. But anyway, that's just around the point, okay? I know everyone's upset. Everyone's upset because what happened on SmackDown on Friday. Besides the show itself, I'll admit, SmackDown to me, granted, was it the best show? No. Did it have flaws? Yes. Did it still feel the same? Absolutely. However, the fact that it was on Fox 5, a regular Fox, not, you know what I'm saying? It felt like a fucking big deal. It felt important, in my humble opinion. It felt important to me. I don't know about you guys, but people I don't think realize. I guess if you don't live in America, you might not realize this shit, but I don't think people that don't live in America don't realize the significance, the big deal that it is. That, oh my God, WWE is on Fox. And what that comes with. Like, basically, all the perks of, hey, you're on Fox. This is the perks that you get to and shit. It felt like a big deal to me. Comparing it to all the other shows that they've done on SmackDown Live, this show felt like a bigger deal. The production value went up a little bit. I did watch like the first hour. It was Kevin Owens and Shane O'Mac in that ladder match. That was okay. Seth Rollins and The Fiend had a segment. Apparently the Fox executives were like, what the fuck is this shit? But even at that, okay, it still had its things. You had Braun Strowman going at it it was like an 8-person tag, and in the match he went at it to like an altercation, so it seems, with Tyson Fury, a boxing heavyweight, Tyson fucking Fury, right? And now there's talks of, oh my God, Tyson Fury is going to be fighting in WWE. Apparently the talk, to my understanding, is like, yeah, they do want to do a match. This is coming from Alex McCarthy of Talk Sports. Apparently this is an update regarding the whole Tyson Fury thing, that he will be doing a match with WWE, but according to McCarthy, Fox is working with Fury to help promote Fury's next fight against Deontay Wilder in 2020, the rematch that we will see from, I want to say last year or early this year, whatever the fuck it may be. But the point of the matter is, that is the idea. They want to do Fury Wilder, and they're using WWE to promote it. And at the same time, that is what you were going to get yourself into. People don't seem to realize that shit. The moment WWE was going to join Fox, hey, you're going to get the likes of Tyson Fury on your show as a guest appearance here and there. You get some of the NFL guys sitting there in the front, even though they've been doing that for a long time. And then not to mention the end of the show, you had Cain Velasquez. Cain fucking Velasquez. Who apparently not even signed with WWE yet. Apparently he's also in talks with AEW. Showing up and confronting the new WWE champion. Which I'm going to get into in a little bit. But the talk basically, is that they want to do Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury for the next Saudi Arabia show. I guess it's Crown Jewel coming up in November. Which I'll get into in a little bit as well. Okay? Sweet Saudi money for, baby. We want more. You talk about the main event of SmackDown this past Friday. People got upset. And I saw the tweets. I saw everything. Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE title. Listen, I get it. Everyone's mad. Everyone's angry. Holy shit. But let's be real about it. Let's be honest here. Let's keep it 100 here, okay? Because I feel like people are not looking at the bigger picture in this whole situation, which is sad. It's so disappointing. Listen, the match sucked. I'll give you that. The match is not what everyone thought it was going to be. No one thought that Kofi Kingston would, the bell ring and he would run to Brock Lesnar. And to be honest with you, I don't think anyone, if you're fighting Brock, even if it's a real fight, you've never seen anyone run up to Brock. Never. I know if I'm fighting somebody, I'm not running up to the person. Hell fucking no. That's stupid. But the point of the matter is, that's what they had Kofi do. Had him run at Brock, run right at Brock, and then Brock just caught him, F5'd him, and then 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Like 9 seconds. Yes, I understand people would have, even myself, would have wanted to see Kofi get some offense in. Because I've heard it, Seth Rollins had put up a fight against Brock. Roman Reigns kicked out of some F5s and all this and whatnot. And you mean to tell me that Kofi Kingston can't even kick out of 1 F5? That was the point of the match, though. How many times, and you know what this reminded me of? And I'll get back to my whole point then in a little bit. It's reminded me. Because again, they're on Fox 5. They're on Fox. Well, here where I'm at is Fox 5. Okay? When the UFC decided to link up with Fox back in like 2011, something like that, right? 2012, 2011. They did a pilot show, like a pilot event, if you will, to promote the UFC on Fox. Like, what can you expect on Fox, basically, right? And it was Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos, the first fight. It was a one-fight show. Keep this in mind. I think it was at Honda Center or Staples Center, one or the other, if I can remember. And again, this is like, yeah, UFC on Fox. This is crazy. This is big. Yeah, Cain versus Junior Dos Santos for the heavyweight title. The fight starts and Junior Dos Santos drops Cain and then knocks him out. The fight would have been like, what, 12 seconds or so? I guess that's what they were trying to replicate. Again, if you're a fan of wrestling, you may not give a shit about that. But if you're an MMA fan, you might remember that. It's kind of like a comparison, if you will. But again, I get it. Kofi should have gotten some offense in. I'll give you that. But at the same time, ask yourself this serious question. Did you really think, and I want you to be honest for the first time in your fucking life, dorks. I know a lot of you dorks live in this delusional world. I know a lot of you dorks live in this bubble where, oh my God, I'm right and you're wrong and shit. But for the first time in your fucking life, your pathetic fucking lives, I want you to be fucking honest with your fucking self. Did you really think, hand in your heart, hand in your fucking heart, did you really think on Thursday night when you went to bed and you woke up Friday morning, hour before SmackDown on Fox, that Kofi Kingston, the WWE champion, was going to have a fighting chance against Brock Lesnar and beat Brock Lesnar? And if you really thought that Kofi Kingston was beating Brock Lesnar for the WWE championship on the debut episode of SmackDown on Fox, God damn it, whatever the fuck you're smoking, please pass it over. Please, whoever is your street pharmacist, hook me up with his Twitter. The internet can be full of stupid shit, I swear to God. And again, I'm not trying to knock Kofi Kingston. I'm not. Okay? I am not. Everyone knew Kofi was losing. Everyone knew Kofi was dropping that title on the first episode of Fox. Everyone knew that shit. And yes, listen, I'll admit it. To me, the Kofi run, it got stale. The Kofi run, it got to a point where it's like, all right, man, it's time to drop the belt. And you knew it was going to happen. You knew that shit was going to happen the moment he won that belt at WrestleMania, which, by the way, I was at. I was there for that. But let's remember one thing. And again, people are not looking at the fucking bigger picture here. Say what you want. But at the end of the day, remember, Kofi Kingston was not supposed to be in this spot. He was not supposed to be in this fucking spot that he got put into. Kofi Kingston, when you think about it, right? Going into 2019, I guarantee you, he was not even in discussion to be facing Daniel Bryan for the WWE title going into WrestleMania 35. Remember, Kofi Kingston stepped in and filled in, basically, for Mustafa Ali, who got hurt. Remember that? And in that, was it that turmoil match that they did? Right? That turmoil match, right? With all the participants in the Elimination Chamber, right? Like the lumberjack, not the lumberjack match, but that long match that they did on SmackDown, right? That's where Kofi's coming out party came out, basically, right? Kofi Mania was born right there. People got behind Kofi because, holy shit, they realized, holy crap, as fans, Kofi's been around for 11 years. He was never given a shot. And you guys got him there. The fans got him there. But remember, Kofi was not supposed to be there in the first place, whether y'all like it or not. And then he goes to Chamber. And the story's good. He's there. It looks like he's about to win, and he doesn't win. The story itself was great. But remember, Kofi Kingston, despite what you guys are saying, was not supposed to be there in the first place. That was meant for Mustafa Ali. But despite all that, let's be real about it. At the end of the day, take this as consolation, if you will. Kofi Kingston arguably had, if not the best, or one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. And I was there for that. I was there at MetLife freezing my butt off for almost 8 fucking hours, right? Going through bullshit just to get into the fucking stadium. And I got to see Kofi Kingston win the belt against Daniel Bryan. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. And Walter at Hey and Walter can vouch for me on this one. I started tearing. I cried for what happened. And it was special. It was unique. But you knew, even when that happened, that, that belt is going to come off of him eventually. And when you think about it, WWE, if they wanted to, they could have done him even more dirty. They could have had him drop the belt on Tuesday after WrestleMania. But despite that, right? Look what he's done with him being champion, right? He's beaten Daniel Bryan. He's beaten AJ Styles. He has feuded with Dolph Ziggler, and he's good matches, but for no reason. But even though Dolph didn't really have a reason to face Kofi, but he did anyway. In Saudi Arabia, I think also at the pay-per-view after that, he finally avenged his loss, if you will, or he got his revenge, if you will, against Randy Orton 10 years later as WWE champion. I feel like in order for Kofi to have avenged that moment with Orton from years ago, he needed to be WWE champion. And it worked. Say what you want, right? And then the list goes on, right, of all the people that he's fought. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Styles, like I mentioned, Samoa Joe, so on and so forth. And they gave him this lengthy 6-month run that, again, could have lasted a day or two. Can you imagine what would have happened if Kofi would have beaten, would have lost, if you will? Can you imagine that shit? But the point of the matter is, though, that didn't happen. They put the belt on Kofi. They gave him a 6-month run. Yes, granted, you wish that the results were different, not in the sense of him winning, but in the sense of how the match would have went down. Yes, I get it. Kofi should have at least giving him a fight, let him go out there. You know, he's going to lose, but put up a fighting effort. But at the end of the day, that was not in their plans. The match happened, 9 seconds, it was done. People on social media using this hashtag, thank you, Kofi, the wrestlers that is, and some of the fans, and again, that's cool. That's awesome. But then I go on Twitter and I see fans writing this stupid, ridiculous shit of, oh, you know, WWE doesn't give a shit, WWE this, hashtag BLM. First of all lives matter, okay? All lives fucking matter. Here's the thing about it too, when I feel like fans have this notion, right, that when they put up a hashtag, they want to feel important. They want to feel like they're some fucking hashtag activists when they're not. I hate to break it to you, but you're not. Just saying. But at the end of the day, you know, this was meant to happen. Kofi was dropping that belt eventually. And yeah, you know, it's sad to be sad the fuck you want, but remember the good times. Remember the good times, if you will. Remember when he won that belt at MetLife Stadium and all that shit. But the point of the matter is, I feel like people, again, have not looked at the bigger picture at the end of the fucking day. But Steve, you're wrong. You know, it wasn't right. They used him as an afterthought to put over Cain Velasquez, and Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. I don't want to see that shit. And Cain Velasquez beat Brock 9 years ago. This is bullshit. And listen, say what you want. But again, people don't realize the significance of the fact that WWE is on Fox and they can pull this shit off now. You saw Tyson Fury. You got Cain Velasquez show up. At the end of the day, this was a PR move. It's the press that WWE wanted, and in result, they almost got 4 million viewers tuning in to SmackDown. Now, granted, will that be the same number coming up this Friday? I don't think so. They'll probably drop a little bit. But goddamn, WWE got the result it wanted from this past Friday SmackDown Live. They got the press it wanted. So that's, to me, in a way, is a victory. The same way, AEW got the press it wanted coming out of Comic-Con after Dynamite. The whole brawl that Cody Rhodes had with Chris Jericho. It's a good way to, before I transition to AEW, back to this whole apparently talks of Brock and Kane and Fury versus Braun. Apparently the talk is not WrestleMania. It's probably sweet Saudi money for a crown jewel. They want to do these fights in Saudi Arabia, but apparently Cain Velasquez isn't even signed to WWE yet. There's talks that he might get signed. He's also in talks with AEW. I think it's kind of unique that they allowed Cain Velasquez to show up on SmackDown in the last segment of the show with Rey Mysterio to confront Brock, who was the new WWE champion, even though he's not signed to a deal. He's not inked to a deal. But you got to believe it's likely to happen now. He's probably WWE bound. It's fine. Tyson Fury, though, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. But it's basically used to promote Deontay Wilder versus Fury for a fight that's happening sometime in 2020. Even though, to my understanding, Fury is signed to ESPN Boxing, but we'll see. Anyway, All Elite Wrestling. I talk about the PR for the WWE got from all this from Friday and all that shit. AEW, the same thing as well, almost. AEW, when you think about it, right? They had Dynamite on Wednesday, which I thought was a good show, despite some hiccups here and there. They beat NXT in the ratings. They did, which was expected. Congrats to AEW. Apparently, all the AEW diehards had a pizza party the next day. God damn it. But the point of the matter is, though, AEW got the PR it wanted too, and rightfully so. Good PR move. Good momentum, good buzz. At Comic-Con, I think it was on Friday. They were at Comic-Con. They had a panel there, right? I think it was Jericho, Nyla Rose, Awesome Kong, Jungle Boy, and I think also Jon Moxley. I think also Brandy, right? And there's a thing where I guess they're doing like a Q&A, and MJF, he's dressed up as this Jericho fan, and then calls out Jericho, takes off his whole gear or whatever. Everyone goes crazy. Everyone goes crazy for this shit. And then Cody comes out, and he brawls with Chris Jericho, who's facing at full gear the same Jericho that attacked him this past Wednesday on Dynamite, right? And there's this fucking brawl, and everyone's going crazy. People are chanting AEW. And the fact that, again, they did this at New York Comic Con. Again, I have never been to a Comic Con. I'm going to say that right now. I have never attended a Comic Con. I know there's numerous Comic Cons. But I'm to believe that the New York Comic Con is always the big deal out of all the Comic Cons that they usually do, right? And everyone started buzzing about AEW. People even asked me who are not even wrestling fans, who know that I'm a wrestling fan. Hey, yo, man. What's up with Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho at AEW, man? I told him what's going on. And it's funny because Jericho went to like a Rangers game, and they labeled him as a WWE superstar, which is like, come on. But nonetheless, it's good momentum. It's good buzz, which is what they need, and they got it, and they're off to the races. And like I said, Dynamite beat NXT in the ratings. WWE posted a press release, something like that, congratulating AEW. Which is being very generous when you think about it. And they said in the press release, I guess, and when they congratulated AEW, that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And that's very true. You may think, oh, WWE being petty, but the reality is, though, that line is true. It's not a fucking marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It was a good week one, in my opinion, for both shows, despite who won the ratings war. But let's see what happens next week. And the week after that, I think those numbers will matter more, in my opinion, than week one. That being said, though, I watched both shows. Now, I thought both shows were great. Both shows were awesome in some aspects. But at the same time, though, if you're to ask me who had the better show, being NXT live with Adam Cole and Matt Riddle for the NXT title, Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era for the NXT tag titles, Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae for the women's title, all that compared to AEW Dynamite. And you all may think, oh, you're being a fanboy, Steven. No, I'm not. I'm being a realist. I thought NXT had the better show. Yes, AEW won the ratings war because, again, a lot of people were curious. People who did not see, All Out or Double or Nothing or Fight for the Fallen or Fyter Fest, who did not see those shows. And they've been hearing about AEW on commercials and stuff like that. They were curious. Okay, let's see what this is all about. And they tuned in. That's what happened. And again, good on them. But I thought, honestly, NXT had the better show, in my opinion. And again, here's the thing about it too, okay? Even though I said on Thursday when I did my review, that both shows felt the same. It's the same shit. Here's the difference though. NXT, I know Chase said this on Twitter. Chase said this basically, right? NXT is like McDonald's. You know what you want, you know what you're getting, right? From this said fast food joint. AEW is the new fast food joint in your town. You walk in, you look at the menu on the screens on top, right, where the cashiers are and shit, and you're like, wow, look at all these varieties. Wowie. Right? I can get a burger, I can get chicken tenders, I can get chicken nuggets, I can get a chicken sandwich, I get all these type of shakes, all these kind of drinks, all these kind of fries. You can just imagine, right? I can, instead of fry, I can get coleslaw, I can get mashed potatoes, I can get macaroni salad. I'm just giving you a fucking example, okay? But that's basically AEW. AEW is the new fast food joint in the market, and the food's good. The food's amazing. At the end of the day, watch whatever you want, be a fan of whatever you want. No one is saying that, you got to be a fan of one, this and whatnot. Because I've seen people being petty on Twitter. Oh, the rating, this and that. And no, if you're a fan of both, watch both. Support wrestling. It's a good time, believe it or not. It's a good time to be a fan of wrestling. It's a good time to get back on board. It's a good time to watch both shows. And I know people did the whole 2 screens in one. I'm going to try to do that. I know I'm going to be terrible at it. Don't expect Wrestle Campaign to be every single week for these shows. We did it because it was the first AEW show. At the same time, as a podcaster myself, it's kind of like, kind of different because what the fuck do I do? I do a show on Friday, which by the way, I decided already. Team Up Podcast is moving to Sundays. And because of all this, right? And around the point will be basically the AEW review and the SmackDown, and and the NXT review. So that's basically now the new schedule for Around the Point. But that's crazy though. Again, be a fan of both. Watch whatever you want. End of the fucking day. Okay? Basically, all I wanted to say here, I know this is a short review, or a short video, if you will, a short edition of Around the Point. I will be back later on today for Hell in a Cell, my review on that. So thank all of you for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. I want to thank the awesome Salrex for the awesome graphic that you see, the awesome overlay. If you are a YouTuber or podcaster, hit the man up on Twitter at SRXGFX. Tell him that I sent you. He does graphic work for not just for me, but for JD from NY206, the Solid Monster, House of Glory, Big Mike, and so many other people as well. All right. If you have not yet checked out episode 310 of the Team Heel podcast, available on all podcasting platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. Go give that a listen. Give us a 5-star review. All that fun stuff. All right. And that being said, guys, I am out like Jenna's titties. Have a happy Hell in a Cell Sunday. Yowie wowie. And with that being said, this has been Around the Point.